So the most interesting thing I saw today was Professor Rekamoto on stage at the Palais announces real-life Quidditch is possible, which is huge for kids who read the Harry Potter books. So he launched this drone hoverball that can change direction at will up into the air over the crowd. It was really awesome, super surprising, and it was this totally tweetable moment.
That really speaks to the world we live in today, because Quidditch, as it was traditional Quidditch, where people are running on broomsticks and legs, it's something that was already on its way to be an Olympic sport. So when you think about throwing technology into the mix, it really
We're almost
really
there.
speaks to the augmented humans that we're gonna
Right, exactly.
we're on our way to being.
But speaking of augmented weird humans, did you hear that someone just tried to jump on stage and ask Rob Lowe to come
No.
stay at his house? This Guardian reporter, he's Nimrod, at Nimrod with an extra D.
Oh yeah, he's
jumped
making
up on
campaign out
stage.
of it.
Yes, and so we're going to try and get him to come down to the cafe and for an exclusive interview.
Stay tuned. Let's hope the Social Newsroom gets a
Should
hold
be
of
cool.
that. I got to go to the Unilever conference today, which is really interesting. One of the big common themes I saw, and I've been seeing it across this week, is the really need for collaboration and orchestration between big companies that have scale and smaller startups that have the flexibility for innovation and disruptive spirit.
I mean, that definitely
really
makes sense, and it aligns with what I saw today at the Mondelez discussion. They did a Brazil Day discussion about their mobile startup efforts in Brazil. And they were talking about how they partner with startups to come to a consumer-ready product in as little as 90 days. And the executives, the marketing executives, have to spend a week with those startups. And so many of them came back and said, let's all just quit and go work for startups because we love what they're doing. And so Mondelez sees themselves really as a $35 billion startup. It's kind of what they're developing.
And I really think that's going to be the future of cross-sector partnerships, really. It's between, especially within tech and within the advertising industry in general and marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you partner scale with creativity and then the disruptive innovation, that's a recipe for success.
Right, and I love their attitude to just go at it and sort of fail a couple of times before they get it right, because they really know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it was, who was it saying you have to be willing to fail for a good idea.
Right, and they're pretty confidently rocking it right now, so it's been very impressive. It's Brazil Day today. Everyone's been tweeting about it, although it feels more like England Day, because England's playing in the World Cup tonight. I've seen a bunch of pictures of people wearing their stripes and colors and all that stuff.
I mean, if you look, the flags are pretty much out here. Havas Cafe will be transferring that tonight.
I know.
So
it's
make sure not to miss it.
Pretty legit, but you know what else is legit?
What? Neil
deGrasse Tyson's talk today.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's
It's
talking about
blowing
it.
up over Twitter.
He talked a lot about killing Pluto. And how he was I think the quote was he was an accomplice. He just drove the getaway car. So he didn't kill Pluto, but he has been a bad guy to a lot of kids for quite a long time for killing Pluto. I mean, I grew up knowing and loving Pluto as the ninth planet. So he caused a bit of a kerfluffle a couple years ago, but then talked about it a little bit more today when he was walking around the main stage in his socks.
Sounds like an interesting man.
Quite the interesting man. All right, well, this has been Rosé Roundup.
Cheers.
Cheers.